Okay, welcome back to another 2014 Where We've Been and Where We're Going. Next story. Defense officials speaking on condition of anonymity said military personnel reported 6,000, I'm rounding up here, it's 5,983, reported 6,000 sexual assaults in the 2014 fiscal year that ended September 30th, compared with 5,500 the previous year. So an increase of almost 500. A separate survey conducted by the RAND Corporation concluded that about 19,000 military personnel were victims of sexual assault or other forms of unwanted sexual contact in 2014, down from about 26,000 when the two-year survey was last conducted. The officials said more than half the victims were men. Interesting. The survey concluded about 1 in every 4 sexual assault victims filed a report in 2014, compared to about 1 in every 10 in 2012. So here's the label on this story is sanctioned crime, where the guy at the top, Obama, he's shown to be a criminal. Because we don't have access to his birth certificates, and it's just one of many examples, but I'll go the birth certificate route. We don't have access to his deals. I understand the very first executive order he did was he sealed all of his records and made them private. That Maricopa sheriff, what's his name? Sheriff Arpaio, he had an investigation, and they went to Hawaii and tried to find the records, and they concluded they studied the birth certificate form that we were given years later after he was in presidency. So anyways, my point is, you have a criminal at the top, the so-called President of the United States, and then Eric Holder, the Attorney General. I don't like the word Attorney General because people don't get the idea of what it really means. He's not a general, for one. He's been in the military, but he's the top lawyer, I guess is what I would call it. So you have the top lawyer who's a criminal. We all know that. So it just trickles down, the trickle-down theory. I'm misapplying that label, but so it goes down to the military, and this is what you get. It's a sanctioned crime. Since we're not doing anything about the criminals at the very top, it just trickles on down to the poor men and women, the young men and women that go into the military to try to get financially stable, and it trickles down to them. And the Bible says, "Let the hypocrite reign not, lest the people be ensnared." So that's what happens. We've let the hypocrite reign, and now we are ensnared. Next story. The USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture, gets submachine guns. United States Department of Agriculture, responsible for developing and executing federal government policy on farming, agriculture, and forestry, and food. So they get submachine guns. And you can see where the real... someone said that you control someone's food, you control the nation, or something like that. But anyways, they shouldn't be requiring submachine guns for their activities. So that happened in 2014, which is tied with other stories we've mentioned about the local governments forcing people who are growing their own food to, they're basically harassing them in despotism, unwarranted authority on them. So that's a part of this. Next, the label on this one, I guess, would be despotism. They're trying to prevent us from feeding ourselves. They want everyone connected to the system. They want all your children vaccinated. If you have some kind of religious objection to that, they don't care. People say, "Oh, that's not true. There's religious and philosophical exemptions." Well, most people don't even know about those. It's just peer pressure. They don't. How about we say, whoever wants to get vaccinated, you have to have your parents fill out a form, and everyone else automatically defaults to religiously or philosophically exempt. That would be a fair way of doing it. But no, we have the default on you're going to get the shots. Prove to us that you're smart enough to not get them. So, in other words, we're going to force you. We want your children. Next story. What's the second biggest religion in your state and country? I don't know if I can show this on the, if I'll be able to show this on the deal, but it's pretty cool. I guess what you can do is, if you're interested on this topic, search theblaze.com. I don't know if you know how to do searching of hosts, but you can put in there, I wouldn't use Google, but like XQuick, you can put in host. So you put in the word host, H-O-S-T, colon, that's the 2 dots, and then put in theblaze.com, and then next to, and then a space, and then in that space, and then you enter, say, biggest religion in your state, just that phrase, and you should pull it up. Anyways, you can find that, well, maybe we can bring it up. Okay, let me do something. All the leaves are brown, and the skies are gray. I went for a walk on a summer day. All the leaves are brown, and the skies. I'm not sure what that song is. Okay, so let's see if I can see this on the film. Yeah. Okay, we'll do this. Okay. Camera adjust. Camera not adjusting. Anyways, the green here, we'll just start from east to west. The green here is Judaism, which is the religion of the Jews. Okay. The pink here is Islam. All throughout here and here and here. This is supposed to be the second biggest religion in your state, in the States. The next, this one right here is Baha'i. I'm not even sure. It's some perverted version of Christianity, I believe. Unitarian, meaning there's more than one way to get to heaven, probably, or all the gods of all the different religions. Or I'm not sure what their deal is, but that's. I've done research and I just can't remember. I can't keep up with all the cults. All the heresies. So green, we've talked about that. That would be Judaism. So again, Judaism is the green. Oh, you can't even see the pink on here. How odd. This pink, which this camera, at least the monitor, the screen I'm looking at is showing as white. But this, whatever this color is in your screen, this is Islam. Again, this is Baha'i or whatever. Now we're going on to the blue. The blue is Buddhism. And this here in Arizona is Hindu. I guess they forgot to put the, oh, okay. It's funny, they put Judaism and then Islam, and they don't put Hinduism. I guess it's just Hindu. Okay, I'm getting educated here. Okay, so I thought that was really interesting. Interesting news story, 2014. And, so, continuing. Okay. The label for that one is Islam. And they're really, the CIA in America is really getting behind Islam and using it as the boogeyman in the closet. So I guess, well, I guess 9/11, that's what that's all about. So research 9/11 truth, if you're looking into that. Next story, Wisconsin sheriff sends 24 cops in armored vehicle to collect civil judgment from 77-year-old because he was known to be argumentative. There's a picture of it. I'm not going to show it. You can look it up if you're really interested. But here, so 24 police officers in an armored vehicle to collect a civil judgment. I'm not sure what that category entails. Maybe like, I don't know. So just because he was known to be argumentative. So, and people will say, well, there's more to that story, and there may be. I don't know. But you can see that they're using armored vehicles on police or on citizens now. And the Constitution says that there should be no standing army, I think. That's what I've heard. I haven't looked it up myself. And I think that we're about 10 minutes. The label on that one is, was it police state? Yeah, police state. Okay, and we'll move on to the next.